goldaz.com.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix. Life can change in an instant. If you're hurt in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident, everything can feel overwhelming. The pain, the stress, and the uncertainty of what comes next. You don't have to go through it alone. The attorneys at Sweet James understand the physical, emotional, and financial impact an accident can have. They're here to help you navigate the legal process and pursue the compensation you may be entitled to under the law. When you call Sweet James, you're connecting with a team of attorneys experienced in handling serious injury cases. Their work is driven by preparation, advocacy, and a genuine commitment to helping clients seek accountability and justice. Every case is different, and outcomes depend on the specific facts involved. If you've been injured in an accident, call the attorneys at Sweet James for your free case review. They handle everything for you so you can focus on healing. That's the Sweet James advantage. Help available 24/7. If you've been injured, call Sweet James for a free case review. Hablamos Español. 800-900-0000. 800-900-0000. SweetJames.com. This advertisement is paid for by Sweet James LLP. Responsible attorney, Bobby Tick-Heavy. Offices in California. No guarantee of results.
You may think you know drag racing. The chills, the speed, iconic moments. But this season, it hits different. 75 years in the making. The crowd's locked in, waiting for that moment. The moment of realizing you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Whether you're a longtime fan or feeling earth-shaking horsepower for the first time, you're part of the story now. Expect the unexpected March 20th through 22nd when NHRA roars into Phoenix. Get tickets at NHRA.com today.
To 15-year-old Harper, buying an $80 vintage rock t-shirt is a great investment. To Harper's mom, this logic has a few holes in it. So she helped Harper open a Wells Fargo Clear Access banking account. With no overdraft fees and tools to track spending, Harper's learning, one heavy metal tee at a time. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Terms apply. Visit wellsfargo.com/deposit disclosures for fees and details.
Take advantage of thousands of dollars in SRP rebates and discounts on energy-efficient home upgrades like new air conditioning units, windows, ducts, and insulation. Save money on your energy bill while also making your home more comfortable. SRP's network of participating contractors can guide you from start to finish and maximize your savings by combining Inflation Reduction Act incentives with SRP rebates. Learn more at savewithsrp.com.
Meineke always treats your car like it's their own. With over 50 years of experience, Meineke's certified technicians will diagnose and fix any issue with precision and care. Schedule an appointment at Meineke.com. Trust your key with Meineke. Meineke, doing car care right.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix. It's the lunch break.
That is correct, voice guy. This is the lunch break. Right here on KDUS AM 1060. I'm Chris Schubert. Producer Evan is on the other side of the glass. Thanks for hanging out with us today on the Tuesday edition of the show. We got a lot to get to here today. We'd love to hear from you all throughout the program. 480-864-1060 is your way to get involved. You can chat away with us over on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream as well. Producer Evan, the Suns are back tonight. We have a basketball game to get these people ready for. So we'll spend some time with that today. More thoughts coming out of the scouting combine in Indy. Today is franchise tag deadline day, 4 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. for us here in Arizona. I don't think there's anybody on the Cardinals that is going to be getting the franchise tag, but there is a player that may not be getting the franchise tag that could impact the Cardinals' plans. Maybe we'll get to that more as the week progresses. How are you, my friend? Good today on a Tuesday? We had a very interesting morning here today.
Yeah, we did. Fire alarm went off.
So we got an email this morning. Hey, we're going to test the fire alarm at some point this morning. And our first thought was, boy, is that going to be difficult if we're on the air when that happens, because nowhere for us to go. We're just going to have to talk over the fire alarms. Then it was set for 10:30, and so we were told, hey, if you don't want to listen to this because it's very loud, get out of the building. So at 10:30, the entire building emptied out into the parking lot, which was also very weird.
It wasn't that loud, by the way.
It wasn't. Well, we were outside. I don't know if we were
how
inside.
bad it was in here.
Yeah, we don't know. But for a couple of minutes, we were outside.
It was nice. It's nice to get outside.
Well, the weather's beautiful right now.
It's a gorgeous day.
By the time the show is over, it may be 105 degrees outside. So I don't know if I want to be out there. I don't know what the high is supposed to be today, but it's getting a little toasty. It's been a little warmer the last couple of days.
Let's see what our high is today.
Oh, you're opening up your fancy dancy weather app?
84 today.
Is the high?
It's 77 when we went outside.
It's beautiful then today.
It's gorgeous.
I may have the windows rolled down when I drive home tonight.
I think that's my plan.
Usually when it's above 90, I just can't.
The
heat
it's
smacking you in
bad.
the face. So that was our morning. Hope everyone's having a good start to their day. It's going to be a good day, at least on paper, for the Phoenix Suns because the injury report yesterday came out and there is a notable name not on it.
Time for our top story of the day. It's the Daily Special.
Yup. Devin Booker's name not on the injury report at all yesterday. Injury report. That's the phrase I was looking for. Injury report. Not listed there, meaning it's looking like all systems go for Booker to return to the lineup tonight when the Suns take on the Sacramento Kings. A little basketball after dark. 9 p.m. start time tonight. I know we talked about this last week, but I think it bears a reminding. 9 p.m. tonight, that game tips off. So probably closer to 9:15. So you have all your evening plans. You don't have to move them. You got that dinner with a significant other. You keep it on the docket because the game doesn't start till 9, probably 9:15 tonight. And it looks like Devin Booker will be back in the lineup. And I got to tell you, all systems go for the Phoenix Suns. Also should be the Suns' debut for Haywood Highsmith tonight. He's also not on the injury report. And so the chase is on. I think it's fair to put the chase back on. 2 games back of the Los Angeles Lakers for the 6th seed in the Western Conference, the all-important seed that avoids the play-in tournament with Devin Booker back in the fold tonight against the Sacramento Kings team that over their last 20 basketball games have won 2. No, that's not a misspeak on my part. In their last 20 basketball games, they are 2-18. That's the team you face tonight. Now, their 2 wins in those 20 games have come somewhat recently, but 2-18 in their last 20 basketball games. All of their star players out for the season. One of the worst teams in the NBA this season. One of the worst teams in the Western Conference. That's who you face tonight. They've lost 7 straight at home. They've lost 18 of their last 20, and you are going to have your star player back in the lineup tonight. Your ace, if we were using the baseball term, your superstar, back in the fold. You got through the rough month of February. You survived a very tough schedule. You survived the injuries. Now, March is here. The weather is beautiful. The schedule is a lot nicer here. At the opening of March, you got to take full advantage. It starts tonight. It starts with Devin Booker back in the lineup. It starts with taking care of business against one of the worst teams in the NBA. Normally, I'm not the style points guy. I don't care how you win. You have to obliterate this team. You have to be able to sit your starters in the fourth quarter. I think it was around Christmas time we talked about the Suns when they played teams like this, really putting their foot on the gas for the first 3 quarters so that they could rest guys to keep that little extra reserve in the tank for March and April. Here we are. It's March. April's right around the corner. The 6th seed is still on the table. 2 games back of the Lakers with a month and a half left of basketball to play. You're getting healthy. There is zero excuse for the chase to not be on for this team, and it starts tonight. It starts with you blowing out the Sacramento Kings in the first 3 quarters of this game so that Devin Booker can have a night off in the fourth quarter, so that Grayson Allen can have some time off in the fourth quarter. Mark Williams can have some time off in the fourth quarter. You can let some of the young players get some run in the fourth quarter of this game tonight so that you are ready. You've got the fuel in the tank when you start a road trip in a week. A week from today, you start a road trip at Milwaukee, at Indiana, at Toronto, at Boston, at Minnesota, at San Antonio. You need to have that little extra for that road trip. How do you get it? It's taking care of business against teams like the Sacramento Kings. This is the worst team in the NBA. One of the worst teams in the NBA, however you want to slice it. A team, all their star power. Sabonis, out. Zach LaVine, out. They don't have any of the players that you would be scared of when the Kings come up on your schedule. And on the flip side, you're going to have your star back tonight. Things are going to get back to looking, at least we hope, what they did in the first couple months of the season, what they did before this 4-7 month of February. It is all right in front of this team, and I believe it starts tonight. 3-1 is the bar we set. That is the worst they can go in this next 4-game stretch. You shorthanded the other night, beat the Los Angeles Lakers. There is zero excuse for you to lose tonight to the Sacramento Kings. And the one good thing about Jordan Knott so far in his first year as an NBA head coach, he seems to always have his guys prepared for these types of games. They never take an opponent lightly. Even when on paper, it is as mismatched as this matchup looks. 18 of their last 20 they've lost. They're 2-18 in their last 20 games. They've lost 7 in a row at home. One of the worst teams in the NBA. Despite that, Jordan Knott has done a great job when these games pop up on the schedule. The team is prepared. They don't take a team lightly. They don't try to coast. They come out with the energy you expect. They come out with the grit you expect. They come out with the toughness you expect, and they allow that to guide them through the first 2.5, 3 quarters of a game, and then they're able to put it on cruise control. That is what it has to look like tonight against the Kings.
We've come to learn that this team is going to be the same pretty much on any given night.
Correct.
Like there are a few nights where they don't come out with feels like the same passion or the same grit, or maybe their legs are just a little tired.
You know, in college football, we use the phrase trap game. The Phoenix Suns very rarely fall into a trap game.
Correct. And so why does tonight give anybody that feeling? Because it shouldn't.
Shouldn't. No.
It should not. And you said it best. There is a very different trajectory of where these two teams are headed. The Kings, everybody's out. Suns, starting to get healthy. People are starting to come back. People are starting to get ready. Those are very different feels for these two teams.
Mm-hmm.
And for the Suns, if you can get Devin Booker out of the game by midway through the third quarter, the fourth quarter, don't you want to give him that extra couple days?
Right, because they're probably, I mean, he had, 5
days.
They last played, last Thursday, excuse me. And so they've had a little extra time in the run up to this game. But yeah, I mean, he's been out of the lineup a couple different stints this year. And in his first game back, you have to kind of protect the player from himself. He understands his role on this team.
Certainly.
He knows it's his team. He knows the opportunity that is in front of them. He knows that they're only 2 games back of the Lakers. He knows that they went 4-7 in the month of February. He was sitting there on the sidelines watching it happen, probably frustrated with himself that he couldn't be out there to try to help them against Portland, to try to help them against Boston. So he's going to want to bring his A-plus game tonight against Sacramento. And so if you have a 15, 18, 20-point lead going into the fourth quarter tonight against Sacramento, and you can in some ways protect Devin from himself so that he doesn't push too hard, and also you nurse him back from this injury on a nice glide path, a nice trajectory where you're not putting too much on his plate. I mean, this is the perfect window to get him back into the lineup because you're playing some teams that you should be able to comfortably beat. I mean, Chicago and Sacramento, their next 2 games, 2 of the worst teams in the NBA.
Correct.
This is the perfect landing spot to get Booker back in the lineup. He can play a great 2.5, 3 quarters. They can dominate. They can have a big lead, and then he gets the night off. If
you circled a section of the schedule that you were saying, hey, if we can get Devin Booker back by this time, you just feel like you could ease him into it a little bit.
Right.
This is the time you would circle. This is the stretch. You would say, hey, I would love to get somebody back healthy right here. Because if we could do that, we feel like we could give them fourth quarters off. We could kind of play our brand of basketball and win comfortably. We don't have those fourth quarters that are seemingly going to come down to a bucket or 2. and you can kind of give Devin Booker an ease into the spot.
You've got the huge road trip coming up, and so you want really to be all systems go, right? You want to feel close to 100%, and you're not going to be 100% because you don't have Dylan Brooks, right? Jordan Goodwin's still out. So you're still not 100%, but you're getting closer to that point. And so you want to be arrow trending upward when we get to next week and that road trip starts. And this just is a perfect window to kind of get that snowball rolling again. And there's no excuses. I mean, this needs to be a dominating performance. Now, listen, all of the red Sharpie W's, they're the same when they go on the schedule, right? We don't use a different color Sharpie if it's, a blowout compared to a close win. But boy, you got to find those little margins that we talk about. A Sacramento team that is the worst team in the NBA, or at least one of the worst teams in the NBA, that has lost 18 of their last 20. I mean, you have to take care of business. This has to be a uncompetitive game going into the fourth quarter. I mean, this has to be to the point. How about this? 9 o'clock start. This has to be a point. 10:45, 10:30. I'm comfortable turning the game off and going to sleep.
If we're there, I feel really good.
If I
have
to be up, notebook ready,
past 11,
taking notes or highlighting certain plays because the starters are still in the game and it's a 4-point game with 3 minutes to go, it's going to be a problem. That's going to miss the mark of what.
If I'm up past 11, still watching this game, I don't feel great. And I might be even if they're up big. But if I feel like I still have to watch this game,
that's not good.
It's not good.
It's not what you want.
No.
480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. You can also chat away with us on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. Our guy Michael over there says, I heard Dylan was off the injury report. Is that true? No, that is not accurate. Dylan Brooks still out with the surgery on his hand that he broke against Orlando. The injury updates, it looks like tonight is going to be the debut of Haywood Highsmith for the Phoenix Suns. He was also off the injury report. Same with Devin Booker. You still have Dylan Brooks on there, still have Jordan Goodwin on there, and Kaman Malawach was on there as well. He's listed, I believe, as questionable for the game tonight against Sacramento. So we'll keep an eye on Dylan Brooks and see if it's closer to the 4 weeks than it is the 6 weeks. He's going to be a very important player for this team if and when they get to the postseason, whether it's play-in tournament, whether it's the full-blown playoffs. And so I think the Suns are going to want to take that very, very carefully, and they get a major reinforcement back tonight in Devin Booker with him off the injury report. Now, again, we got to see him on the court tonight. Him being off the injury report is a great first step, but we'll see. Grayson Allen was off the injury report and then all of a sudden got hurt in shoot-around and was listed as questionable. So these things are ever-moving targets. The hope is that he is back in this lineup tonight and the Suns can take care of business against a very bad Sacramento Kings team. When we come back, if it's not Malik Willis, then who should it be? That's next. The lunch break, KDUS, AM 1060.
The roar of the NTT IndyCar Series is back.
Robert Wickett, your leader, in for his final stop of the night. These guys haven't made a mistake, but a little problem with the right rear.
Take a look to the inside. No, Hicks slams the door into turn number 1.
They're side by side. Joseph Newgarden has made the pass.
Listen to the NTT IndyCar Series at Phoenix Raceway, live this Saturday.
12:30 p.m. right here on KDUS AM 1060.
Bad Omens. Do you feel love? North American Tour 2026. Live at Desert Diamond Arena, March 24th. Bad Omens. With special guests, Beartooth and President. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Bad Omens, live in Glendale.
If you've been disappointed by underachieving savings, a high-yield certificate from America First can be a fantastic way to help your money start doing more. Whether you're planning for an upcoming expense or just want to save smarter and earn bigger, America First's flexible certificates are an outstanding way to grow your cash. So don't wait to get your money working. Head to americafirst.com and open a high-yield certificate today. Membership eligibility terms, conditions, and change apply. Fees could reduce account earnings. Federally insured by NCUA.
Been crazy busy these days? Sounds like you could use a little we time. That means playtime at the AAA 4-Diamond Wekopa Casino Resort. Game time with more than 900 slots plus table games. Maybe a tea time on one of 2 nationally ranked courses. and definitely some hang time at WKP Sportsbook, the largest sportsbook in the state. Wekopa Casino Resort. It's we time.
Try the Chicken Melt Trio at Port of Subs. Protein packed with bold sauces and built to crush cravings. Order now at portofsubs.com.
Slice fresh sandwiches, Port of Subs.
For nearly 25 years, Primavera has helped thousands of Arizona students succeed with an accredited world-class education, tuition-free and from home. Don't wait. Enroll today at chooseprimavera.com. That's chooseprimavera.com.
Jim Rome here with your Rome Report. If I've said it once, I've said it 100 times. I don't play favorites. I don't have a favorite team or player or owner or executive. They pay me not to play favorites. That said, Houston Texans GM Nick Caserio, a.k.a. Nick the Clone, a.k.a. NTC, is one of my favorite dudes ever. One, how can I not love a dude that accomplished who loves our show? And I absolutely love that deal that he just made for Lions running back David Montgomery. Good for Montgomery and good for the Texans. They need each other. The Lions, which Jahmyr Gibbs turning into a monster, no longer need Montgomery, but Montgomery needs touches. So they do him a solid, and they send him to a legitimate contender that has a legitimate need in their backfield, and Detroit has their superstar who they're going to have to pay big. In other words, win, win, win. Now, if the Texans can just fix C.J. Stroud, they could, in fact, be a Super Bowl team. I'm Jim Rome.
Need parts fast? Need them now? O'Reilly is fast. Just one part that makes O'Reilly Auto Parts stand apart. Right now at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts, you can get one free set of brake pads when you buy 2 qualifying brake rotors. Ask the professional parts people about additional brake pad and rotor upgrade options available at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Shoot your shot on Prize Picks and get $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. Prize Picks makes every dunk, every dime, and every board that much more exciting. So don't miss this chance to get started on America's #1 app for sports picks. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use the code ROME. Get a $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. That's code ROME on Prize Picks to get a $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. Win or lose, you'll get $50 bonus credit in lineups just for playing. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. It's going to be right. You do have to be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Postseason play begins for ASU women's basketball right here on KDUS AM 1060. The Lady Sun Devils have fought hard all season long and are ready to show off their skills in postseason play against the Wildcats of the U of A this Wednesday. Join Jeff Munn on the call live. It's round 1 of the Phillips 66 Big 12 women's basketball tournament between ASU and the University of Arizona. Pregame at 4 p.m. and tip-off at 4:30 right here on KDUS AM 1060. Online at KDUS1060.com and on the KDUS app.
Back here on the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060, Chris Schubert, producer Evan, hanging out with you. We are inside of a week. 6 days from now, free agency, legal tampering opens up in the NFL, and it may be a frenzy for the Arizona Cardinals for a second year running. Last year, it was the debate between Josh Sweat and Milton Williams. Which high-prized defensive free agent would they get? You kind of had this feeling bubble up inside of you with what you were reading, what you were seeing, what you were hearing, that they were going to get one of those guys, right? They were going to land a big fish on the defensive side of the ball. They did. This year, there's a feeling bubbling up to the surface, almost to a full-blown boil at this point, that they are going to end up with Malik Willis as their quarterback, that they are going to be the team that takes maybe a $30 million a year sized dart and chucks it at the dartboard. That's the sentiment right now around this free agency class and around Malik Willis in general. But there are other teams with the connections. There are other teams with the cap space. There are other teams linked to this pursuit. To varying degrees, we've heard the Miami Dolphins. We've heard the Cleveland Browns. We've heard the New York Jets. And those are just the teams we've heard about. There may be teams lurking. Minnesota comes to mind as a team that could be lurking. Atlanta is a team that comes to mind that could be lurking. Got a lot of teams that could be sniffing around here. So, for those of you out there in Team Tank, this segment is a dream come true for all of you. What if it's not Malik Willis? What if Malik Willis prefers playing in Miami with coaches, a head coach that he didn't work directly with, but was in the building with every single day last year, a general manager who he saw pretty regularly in Green Bay last year, not these tangential connections with the LaFleur brothers and Nathaniel Hackett, who was there last year, and Monty being in Tennessee. There are direct connections that you can make with Miami. They offer more money. That's where he goes. What does it look like then? What does the free agent class provide the Arizona Cardinals? And this is where Team Tank, your mouth probably salivates at the idea of watching some of these guys play quarterback for your team next season. You probably love the idea of Carson Wentz or Trey Lance coming in here to play quarterback because you can see the L's. We got the red Sharpie for the wins for the Phoenix Suns. We can lock up the red Sharpie when the Sun season is over with some of these options at the quarterback position in free agency. You're going to get your wish if you're somebody who wants the Cardinals to bottom out next season. Now, you've got the notable names at the top. You've got Daniel Jones. Looks like he's going to go back to Indy. You've got Aaron Rodgers, potentially a return to Pittsburgh. Russell Wilson, Marcus Mariota. Maybe you're interested in Tyrod Taylor. Maybe you want to bring in Pro Bowler Joe Flacco. Maybe you want Kenny Pickett, Mitch Trubisky, Jimmy Garoppolo. These are the names that you have at the quarterback position. Maybe they just decide, you know what? We'll get a low-cost backup. We'll get Jimmy G in here. Mike LaFleur worked with him last year in Los Angeles. We can have a competition between him and Brissett. It's not going to cost us a lot of money. We're going to keep our options open. We're not going to commit $30 million a season. We're not going to have a ton of guaranteed money in Malik Willis. This is what we're going to do. That's one path. That's one avenue that they can go. I look at this list, and I don't like a lot of the options. I look at this list, and I don't know if any of these quarterbacks are major upgrades from Jacoby Brissett. There's a world where you rebuild the offensive line, and you see how Jacoby Brissett does in Mike LaFleur's offense. LaFleur. Malik Willis is the $30 million dart throw because the upside is far greater than any of the quarterbacks on this list. But there is another path. There is something else that the Arizona Cardinals could do. Maybe it's not free agency.
It's draft guy. And in all honesty, we are going to see the post, how do you want to call it? The post-combine climbers of the NFL draft. And listen, the big name that has come up a couple times is Drew Aller. And who didn't know, if you've watched a second of Drew Aller play football, that he was going to be the climber of the draft. But other than Fernando Mendoza, in all seriousness, who do we think is going to go in the top half of the first round? Who do we think could go in the first round? Maybe Ty Simpson sneaks into the first round.
He's the only other quarterback that I think right now, as it currently stands, has a chance of going in the first round.
But then, outside of that, you're talking about Drew Aller. You're talking about Garrett Nussmeier. You're talking about Cade Klubnik. And Taylor Green from Arkansas. These guys you can take a chance on.
Some feel like the day two variety. I think Nussmeier falls into that category. I think somebody's going to fall in love with Nussmeier the way the Saints fell in love with Tyler Shuck. Like, I think it's going to follow a pretty similar trajectory. Green is interesting because he's super athletic.
Super athletic. Like, talk about a huge upside. Big arm.
Super fast.
Yeah.
But for a guy who started as many games as he did at Arkansas,
it's a lot up and down. It's volatile.
There's not a lot of refinement to his game.
Not at all.
Right? And
no.
The recent example of this is Bo Nix, right? Bo Nix is a guy who started a ton in college. So you kind of knew the finished product. Everybody still develops at the NFL level. But you, after, 60 some odd starts at college, you kind of knew what you were getting in Bo Nix. With Green, it feels like despite a guy who's had plethora of games started in college, you still don't actually
You don't
know.
really know what you're getting.
Right. And so he's somebody that's going to be really fascinating to me. Do the traits, do the athleticism push him up the board, or does he kind of slot into being that early on day 3 kind of dart throw that we see some teams make? But yeah, these are the two paths. And again, for those of you out there who reside as members of Team Tank, drafting a quarterback on day 2 or day 3 of the NFL draft does not stop what you want. Just because you take somebody on day 2 or day 3 of the draft, it precludes you from drafting a quarterback if you are high up in the first round next year. In fact, this fan base, you should understand, this is a franchise that drafted a quarterback inside the top 12, and then the next year had the number 1 overall pick and drafted another quarterback. So drafting a quarterback on day 2 and day 3 would not stop me from drafting a quarterback next year. This team right now should be in the business of accumulating dart throws, accumulating just guys to see if something can pan out. I'm a believer that if you don't have your franchise quarterback, you should be taking this dart throw every year in the draft.
Yeah, I always say this, like with my buddies and everything. If you do not have a franchise quarterback, I would be taking a quarterback every year in the 3rd or 4th round. Every year.
I'd always be just taking a flyer. You just never know.
Maybe it's a 5th round, but always.
And by the way, right? And nowadays it feels like it's a worthwhile gamble because maybe you find a Tanner McKee, right?
Somebody you can move.
Where now all of a sudden I spent a 5th round pick on a guy and I might be able to fetch a day 2 pick a couple years down the line. That's a worthwhile investment for a day 3 pick. A lot of day 3 picks don't pan out.
100%. And listen, you're going to have misses in it.
Of course.
The Eagles a few years back, they do this a lot, right? We saw with McKee, but they picked a quarterback named Clayton Thorson. And respectfully, Clayton was the worst player I'd ever seen.
But you take these dart throws because for every one that pans out, it makes up for.
I was going to say, but you don't know all the time. Like, what are the odds they get something in the 5th round? And what are the odds they could, now they've turned, if they turn McKee into a 3rd round pick, a 4th round pick, what are my odds now?
Yeah,
right? Like, I get completely changed.
Great value. And so I'm on board with this because after Malik Willis, the free agency market doesn't feel like an area that you invest in pretty heavily. Yeah, you probably are going to want another backup in the room. You probably are going to want the Giants set up, right? And the Giants are a team we're going to invoke a little bit later on in the program because I really do think the Arizona Cardinals can rip a page directly out of the Giants playbook, and we could see a complete rerun in a good way of what the Giants did with their offseason last year. But the Cardinals have a little bit of a leg up, and I'll explain that more in hour number 2 of the program. But you have the 2 veterans, and then you have the rookie. I think there's a world where the Cardinals can do that, and I'll give you the 2 pathways that could look like in hour number 2 of the program. 480-864-1060 is the phone number. If you want to join us, hang out with us here today on the program. You can also chat away with us over on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. When we come back, it looks like he is going to be back in action tonight for the Phoenix Suns, but there's another player on the team that benefits the most from his return. I'll tell you who that is next. The lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
KDUS AM 1060 is your home for the Jim Rome Show.
Indiana is not cheating. Lining up and punching the other guy in the face for 60 minutes, not against the rules. I challenge any of you social media whistleblowers to tell Kurt Signetti to his face that he is a cheater.
The Jim Rome Show, 1 to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday, here on KDUS AM 1060. Online at KDUS1060.com and on the KDUS 1060 app.
John Mellencamp. Dancing Words Tour, the greatest hits. August 9th. Talking Stick Resort Amphitheater. Tickets are on sale now at livenation.com. John Mellencamp. Part of the America First Credit Union Concert Series.
The Renaissance Festival is back. Weekends now through March 29th. Be ready to have a great time. Amazing adventure awaits the entire family. New shows, shopping, jousting nights, non-stop feasting. Leave your cares behind. Happiness reigns at the Renaissance Festival. It's fun and affordable. Visit now through March 29th. Discount tickets available at Bashas' and Food City or online at arizona.renfestinfo.com. Presented by Delta Airlines, Bashas', Food City, Pepsi, Budweiser, and Guinness. Huzzah!
At CertaPro Painters, we know that a happy place comes in many colors, like ones that inspire a sense of wonder, or a new flavor that makes life just a little bit sweeter, or one to celebrate those moments that lift you to new heights, at home or at work. We'll make your happy place your own. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
With a global credit card, you earn reward points for every purchase. Use your rewards at checkout at many of your favorite stores, or use points instead of cash when you shop online. You can even use them to book a flight up to 3 days in advance. New York, Vegas, Albuquerque. From groceries to getaways, redeem your way. Apply for your global credit card now at globalcu.org. Global Credit Union, your world of financial possibilities.
Monument Valley? Check. Grand Canyon? Check. Sedona? Check. Camelback? Check. Think you've seen it all in Arizona? Well, if you haven't been fishing, you haven't seen a thing. From ponds and reservoirs to rivers and lakes, our state has no shortage of ways to cast a line for beginners and pros. And a fishing license is your passport to all of them. Get your license at azgfd.gov and discover a whole new way to see Arizona.
It pays to play at your local home for Caesars Rewards, Harrah's Auction Casino. With the nation's largest and most rewarding casino loyalty club, your play grants you perks at more than 50 destinations across the nation. Stay, play, splash, and dine, and then take in a Vegas show or steal away to Lake Tahoe. Because with Caesars Rewards at Harrah's Auction Casino, it always pays to play. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700 or 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Visit the Caesars Rewards Center for details.
Every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. is MMA Friday on the Sports Zoo with official UFC ranker Scott Lewis, brought to you by RTO Sullivan's, your home for every UFC event. The Sports Zoo is the only show in the Valley that gives you 1 full hour of MMA every week, featuring Scott Lewis's official UFC ranking changes, fight predictions for every weekly event, shocking MMA stories, and more. So tune in every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and then head to RTO Sullivan's every Saturday to watch the fights. Go to RTOSullivans.com for a location near you.
Producer Evan, I've got a question for you. What are your thoughts? Sorry, I had something in my throat there. Let me take a sip of water.
You okay?
No, I clearly not. Hold on.
Yesterday, it felt like you and I both had the hiccups for a second.
That was tough.
Yeah.
I think we're good now. I think we're back. Do you have any opposition to me taking the red Sharpie and already putting the W for tonight's game on there? Do you think that is us asking for trouble?
I think that's us asking for trouble.
Because I really just want to put the red W up there right now.
We've had a 5-day break here. Let's pump the brakes. Things were bad. Things were bad last month.
4-7.
Things were bad.
It was one of the worst months they've had of the year. I get that. But they are massive favorites tonight against the.
And they should be.
They are 9.5-point favorites on the road in Sacramento.
Which is what they should be.
So hence why I'm asking, any objection to me just putting the red W up there right now?
You want to do it, you do it. But this is a you decision.
So no, what you're not going to do is you're going to just remove yourself. And
I am going to remove myself from this decision.
I'll decide by the end of the show if I want to put the red W up there. Mainly because it's a late night. I may just want to put it up there so that I'm just ready for the morning, you know?
It's a great point.
So
great point.
Just working ahead, right?
Yep.
Just, making sure that we have it in place.
Great point.
Since we're going to be up, past midnight tonight to watch a basketball game. On the West Coast, we're going to be up past midnight to watch a basketball game. It's crazy to me that that's how the schedule breaks down in the NBA. It's crazy that they just had, 4 consecutive days off in the middle of the season. A lot about the NBA schedule really doesn't make sense to me. But with Devin Booker potentially back in the lineup tonight for the Phoenix Suns, I think there is one player that has the most to gain from this. And it is a player who I would say over the last, would you say 10 days or so has really been under a microscope?
Sounds about right, 10 days or so.
Because he's been struggling. And with Devin Booker out, with Dillon Brooks out, a lot of us, myself included, thought, this is it. This is the moment. He's been hurt all year, in and out of the lineup, hasn't had an extended run with this squad. Now it's really kind of his team for a little bit here. This is where he takes control, shows us why he was a coveted piece of the Kevin Durant trade. This is Jalen Green's moment to shine. That's what we all thought. That is what we thought the end of February was going to be for Jalen Green. It was anything but. We talked about it in the Lakers game. It was for 5 minutes while the Lakers were making their comeback, was sitting on the bench. He came in as a substitution with 20 seconds to go in the game for the Suns' last possession. Play was not drawn up for him. He scored 9 points in that game, made 1 3, which was a bank shot, did not play particularly well, hasn't really played all that great in the last couple of games. And I think Devin Booker's return to the lineup is exactly what Jalen Green needs. Because let's face it, this has been an unideal season for Jalen Green. He has not been able to really get comfortable with his new team. And in the middle of that, in the middle of trying to get comfortable coming off of an injury, he's been presented with this, hey, you're kind of the guy everybody's looking to now. You've got to be the number one. You've been here for 5 minutes. You haven't played a ton. You've played, 12, 13 games all season long. You've got to be the guy now. It's a lot of pressure to put on a 23-year-old. Maybe a little unfair of us to put that pressure on him. And listen, this season, no matter how it ends, it's not going to be the season Jalen Green wants. But I think Devin Booker coming back, now able to be the focal point, he's going to be the superstar. He's going to be the guy that when it's inside of a minute and it's a one-possession game, they're going to look to get him the ball. The pressure gets taken off of Jalen Green. He can now really go back to the role that everybody thought he was going to have on this team and get comfortable. I don't think it's unfair to say Jalen Green's not comfortable right now. It's a new team, new coach, new role. And oh, by the way, on top of all of that, he's played 12 games. Oh, on top of all of that, in the middle of those 12 games, the pieces that are supposed to be built around him got hurt. And so it just has not gone his way. Now, I am not excusing. He's played poorly recently. But I do think there is a very reasonable reason why that has happened. And Booker coming back tonight, or if it's later on in the week, his return to this lineup is going to help Jalen Green the most, because I think it shifts Jalen Green more to a role he's going to be comfortable in, he's going to be able to thrive in, and he can actually impact games for the Phoenix Suns.
I wholeheartedly agree. You couldn't put the type of pressure on Jalen Green that I thought maybe we could, that I think we had hoped we could. But you take a step back and you say, this is a guy who has played has such limited NBA experience at only 23 years old. And then on top of that, has such limited experience with this roster and playing as a Sun. He has played double-digit games, 11 maybe.
Just to put it in context, right? The last 2 seasons in Houston before he got traded to Phoenix, he played in all 82 games for Houston. Back-to-back years playing in every single game for them in the regular season. So you have that as the backdrop. For 2 straight years, he plays in every regular season game. He's then deemed by that franchise, we don't think we can win a championship with you. We're going to move you to get a piece that we think actually does help us win a championship, that actually does push us over the top, and we feel like you're expendable in that. Think of the mental toll that takes on a player. I've given you everything for the last 2 seasons. And oh, by the way, the 2 years before that, 76 games, 67 games. So extremely available. But a player that's given everything to the city that drafted him, for the last 2 years, every single regular season game in an era of NBA basketball where players do not play 82 games.
Don't do it.
He's done it for 2 straight years.
Correct.
He's then deemed expendable by that franchise. He gets traded to a franchise that is nowhere near where Houston's supposed to be, right?
Not at all.
He's traded to a rebuilding, new GM, new coach, new core being built. And now he's got to find his footing, right? But he's hurt. He's not able to be there right away at the beginning of the season. And so now, while this team's having a great start to the year, they're putting it all together, he's not a part of it. He's not developing that chemistry with Booker, with Brooks, with Grayson Allen, with Royce O'Neal, with Colin Gillespie, with Mark Williams, with all of the players that we talk about on this show as having major roles on this team and being the reason why we're even having these large conversations about how great this Suns season is. And then he comes back, looks great, and then he immediately gets hurt. Now you're back to square one with the backdrop of, I got traded from a team that didn't want me. I'm trying to make an impact on my new team to show them that I'm worthy of somebody to being built around. Now I can't stay on the court. And he's been in and out of the lineup. 12 games, has started 7 of them. So I can understand how we got here. I can understand how we've gotten to the place where Jalen Green doesn't look comfortable. He doesn't look like he's playing his best basketball. And you basically have to write this season off. You're doing your taxes, you have write-offs. This season for Jalen Green is a write-off. It is an outlier. When the previous 2 years he's played in every regular season game. It just comes at the worst possible time when he's trying to gel with a brand new organization, a brand new coach, brand new teammates in a brand new system. And so, yeah, at times it can look extremely clunky. And oh, by the way, now he gets back and he's had a good string of health here. And he doesn't have those great teammates around him that can probably help put him in a position to succeed right away. So Devin Booker coming back tonight helps us get to that place. And it's still going to be clunky. It's still going to take time. Jalen Green may never look like the best version of himself this year. But every game that he plays with Booker, every game he can play the rest of the way with those two together is only going to help this team in the long run. It's only going to benefit this team next year and the year after because you basically have to write this year off for Jalen Green. He is still finding his footing. He's played 12 games. The Phoenix Suns played their 12th game of the year. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. November 12th. That's when the Phoenix Suns played their 12th game of the year. Jalen Green's played in 12 games all season.
That's the point.
That's the context that this requires. So Devin Booker coming back tonight or anytime this week, the person I think who benefits the most is the player who's still trying to find himself in a new home. And that player is Jalen Green.
And how many times have the two of them played together?
It's not a lot. I mean, he's only played in a handful of games.
So maybe 3 times.
I mean, I can look at the game logs and see, but
we can find it. But
let's just say we know it's not. Let's just say it's all 12. That's still not enough. And we know it's not 12 because he's played the last couple of games with Booker sideline. So it's less than 10. It's less than 2 handfuls of games that they've played together. So these reps are very important, and hopefully it can start tonight. 480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. You can also chat away with us over on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. When we come back, the players are off to the WBC. We've got some scrimmages already underway. Who has the most to gain for the Arizona Diamondbacks while the WBC is ongoing? We'll talk about that to close up hour number 1 next. It's the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
It's the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series GovX 200 event at Phoenix Raceway.
The NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series.
Here they come down to the line. Green flag goes in the air.
Heads west to the desert.
And they're wrecking in turn 3. Around goes Williams Sawalich.
To race under the lights at Phoenix Raceway.
For the final time, Austin Hill has dominated Daytona. Austin Hill yet again will win at Daytona.
It's the GovX 200.
This Saturday, 5 p.m. on AM 1060 KDUS.
The other day I couldn't find my belt, and my wife found my belt, and as she brought it to me, she said, "Where would you be without me?" And I wanted to say, exactly here without the belt. In fact, I would have the belt because I would know exactly where it was in yesterday's pants on the floor. But now, we're not allowed to leave yesterday's pants on the floor, so I need a National Treasure-style map to find my one lousy belt.
Seth Meyers, live on stage, Saturday, March 14th, Talking Stick Resort. Tickets are on sale now at TalkingStickResort.com.
Some flavors just take you to another place, like the Filet-O-Fish
A crispy fish fillet made with wild-caught Alaskan pollock on melty American cheese topped with tartar sauce, all on a soft steamed bun. It's crispy, flaky perfection. And right now, I can mix and match 2 favorites like a Filet-O-Fish or 10-piece chicken McNuggets for just $6. This deal is the catch of the day. So get to McDonald's fast. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Single item at regular price.
The Valley of the Sun will roar to life this spring.
This ought to get pretty wild here.
Why is that, you may ask? Because NASCAR and the NTT IndyCar Series are coming to Phoenix. And it's going to be a weekend of good vibes the whole family won't forget. The best-in-class fan experience meets racing's toughest drivers for 3 days of action on and off the track, all surrounded by the beautiful Estrella Mountains. NASCAR weekend at Phoenix Raceway, March 5th through the 8th. Get your tickets now at phoenixraceway.com.
Santana, Oneness Tour 2026. The power, the energy. Come celebrate your favorite hits from Woodstock to Supernatural and beyond. With very special guest, the Doobie Brothers. Friday, August 14th, Mortgage Matchup Center. On sale now at livenation.com. Santana and Doobie Brothers, Oneness Tour 2026.
It's the NASCAR Cup Series Straight Talk Wireless 500 at Phoenix Raceway.
The NASCAR Cup Series.
Green flag is flying. Here's Kyle Busch. He'll get the advantage on the outside lane.
Annual West Coast Swing begins in the Valley of the Sun.
Allgaier put the block on topside, made contact, and we've got a big one here at Daytona. Here comes Tyler Reddick. He'll make the move. They're crashing behind him. Elliott's in the wall.
It's the Straight Talk Wireless 500.
This Sunday, 11:30 a.m. on KECG 1440.
The WBC, just a couple days away. Team USA's got a scrimmage today that producer Evan, I think, is trying to buy tickets for.
I don't think I'm going to go.
105 today, Scottsdale Stadium.
Because let's be real.
Okay.
Here's my thought.
All right.
Let's say I get out of here even on the earliest, 150. I think that'd be the earliest I've ever left.
Yeah, you usually have about an hour and 15's worth of post-show work.
Yeah.
Social media clips, the tease for tomorrow's program, stuff like that.
Podcasting
the show.
So
wherever you get your podcast, by the way, the lunch break, if you want to catch up on anything that we do here.
So even if I get out there, let's say it's 150. Again, it'd be the earliest I've left here in months, weeks. Then we're talking about me getting from here to Scottsdale Stadium. Thankfully, it's at Scottsdale Stadium. So we're talking about 10 minutes, 11 minutes from here.
Best case scenario.
Door to door, I think I'm
2:15.
talking about 11 minutes. Best case scenario, I'm talking about 2:15.
2:15.
So now
it's an hour and 15 minutes into this scrimmage.
An hour and 15 into this. Skiing's gone. See ya.
Yeah, no, we know he's only throwing like 55 pitches in the WBC.
Unless they score 70 runs in the first inning, Skiing's gone. See ya. So then my question is the lineup. Like, is Bobby Witt Jr. still in the lineup by the time I get there?
Yeah, how many at-bats do you think he gets? I mean,
2.
He's the starter, right? So you want to give the starters reps to get ready for.
You look at this lineup,
This is
though,
tough.
and you look, it's like Bobby Witt Jr., Bryce Harper, Aaron Judge, Kyle Schwarber, Alex Bregman, Cal Raleigh, Roman Anthony. Roman Anthony's my guy. Byron Buxton and Bryce Terang. I mean, that is a 1 through 9.
Well, let me look at the roster. All right, let's look at the
Roman Anthony starting. That's so tough. That's so cool.
So you're going to get to see Will Smith get in the game after Cal Raleigh comes out.
Oh, great. I feel like I've seen Will Smith play 1,000 times.
So these are the infielders. Do you have the lineup up for today's?
I have the lineup.
The official lineup. Bregman in there, right?
Bregman is in there. He's starting at third.
Harper in there, right?
Correct.
Gunnar Henderson in there, right?
No. Could see Gunnar.
So the only two, so there are 3 infielders that are not in the starting lineup. Ernie Clement, Paul Goldschmidt, and Gunnar Henderson.
And that would be sad to see those guys.
So Bryce Terang's not coming out of the game.
If you could,
Alex Bregman's not coming out of the game. Witt might come out after 2 at bats to
if
give
you
Gunnar
could,
a
I
chance.
just would like if you could pick. Here's what they should do.
Like Pete Crow Armstrong.
I'm being honest. You pull Bregman out, and you put Gunnar there. Pete Crow Armstrong could play center, I guess. I would like to see some Byron Buxton ABs. But here's my problem.
You got a bunch of relievers that you can go see.
So I don't even care about the pitching as much as I do about the lineup. So it's $60 to get in the door.
Okay.
I'm going to see, 5 innings of baseball for $60.
Because you think you're going to get there around what? The third or fourth inning?
But I think I'll arrive in the 3rd inning. By the time I get in the door, let's call it the 4th inning.
How about this? As your boss, if you want to go,
No.
I'll do the post-show work. I have to be here all day anyway.
No, it's fine. Let's get into it.
I'm just saying, if you want to go see the WBC, I mean, this is what we were going to talk about here anyway. We're going to talk about the WBC and who has the most opportunity to game with the Diamondbacks. And I'm actually encouraged with all of the players that are out for the Diamondbacks representing their countries in the WBC, probably a chance to see more Tommy Troy, see more Ryan Waldschmidt, to see more Gino Groover, to see more of the guys that are still in big league camp that maybe aren't going to make the opening day roster right away in 2026, but young players that you think the world of for the future, but also could contribute if there's injuries, if the team needs a boost, if they are just knocking down the door so much in AAA that the Diamondbacks aren't left with a choice. So seeing more of those guys is going to be great. Those are the players that have the most to gain from this. But if you want to go see, Team USA play, my guess.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Now they have
my whole point of these last couple weekends was to save money. We had the Open a few weeks back.
That's true.
I'm going on vacation at the end of this week. I went to Innings Fest.
What about tomorrow? They play Colorado, Salt River Fields. Oh, no, you can't.
What time is it?
It's at 1:10. You can't. You're working the ASU women's basketball game, opening round matchup against the University of Arizona.
I can't. Yeah.
You can't. You're working that. Wow. So this is really your shot.
This is my shot.
Unless you go to Houston to get your group stage game.
Correct. Or to Miami to
Or if you want to go to Lone Depot to see the finale that's next week. Oh, no, it's 2 weeks from now.
By the way, we're talking about the USA lineup that looks great. Not the best lineup.
The Dominican Republic lineup is.
I'm going to read it.
That lineup today is insane.
I'm going to find it so I can read it for everybody. It's the greatest lineup ever put together.
I mean, it's really good.
It's
just to put it in context, Geraldo Perdomo is hitting 9th for them.
Yeah, so today they play the Tigers. We can look at it tonight. Here is the lineup. Fernando Tatis Jr. leading off. Ketel Marte hitting second.
He's also pretty good.
Juan Soto hitting 3rd.
Pretty good.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. hitting.
Can you give me the top 4 again? These are 4 MVP candidates just in the top of your lineup.
Fernando Tatis, Ketel Marte, Juan Soto, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Manny Machado.
Oh, okay.
Junior Caminero.
Oh, pretty good.
Julio Rodriguez.
Oh, Julio Rodriguez is our 6 hitter, 7 hitter?
7 hitter. Austin Wells hitting 8th, and hitting 9th is Perdomo.
What a in a good way dumb lineup this is. Like, it's so good. I don't know if they're going to have the pitching, but they're certainly going to be able to.
I could go see Team Italy play today.
Do I have a drop that works for this whole?
I know Jorge Posada's.
He's the manager, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Team Italy does not have a lineup out yet.
Who are they playing?
They play the Cubs.
Is that closer than Scottsdale? It might be.
Yeah.
Might be closer.
Sloan, by like 2 minutes.
It might be closer.
The parking at Sloan's way easier. Way easier.
Right, every minute counts here.
You park by the Chick-fil-A and you walk.
Right. Well, that's going to add a little more time, though. And I've done that. You park over in the Mesa Riverview and then you walk over.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, it's a good time.
I used to work at Cub Spring Training.
Really? What'd you do there?
I worked in the team shop.
Oh. during college?
Just out of college, I was working as a promotional assistant for a radio station here in town.
Okay.
And then also did that for a little bit because I lived across the street in the apartments directly across the street. So I would just walk to work. And so on game day, traffic would be crazy. It's just a nice leisurely 10-minute walk.
That's nice. The Mesa Riverview area, underrated.
It's fantastic. I loved living there. It's fantastic. We didn't really get to anything I wanted to get to there. Maybe we'll get to it in hour number 2. We've got
Not a single thing.
We've got the NFL news dump. We'll tell you how the Cardinals can be the New York Giants, but we start hour number 2 with a little buy or sell. You're listening to the lunch break. Thanks for hanging out with us. KDUS, AM 1060.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix. If you're hurt in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident, everything can change fast. That's when the attorneys at Sweet James step in. They help you understand your rights, connect you with medical care, and pursue the compensation you may be entitled to. You don't pay anything unless your case is resolved successfully, and help is available 24 hours a day. If you've been injured, call Sweet James for a free case review. Hablamos Español. 800-9000000. 800-900-0000. SweetJames.com. This advertisement is paid for by Sweet James LLP. Responsible attorney, Bobby Tech Heavy. Offices in California. No guarantee of results.
It's the spectacular return of Bruce Springsteen and the legendary E Street Band. Land of Hope and Dreams American Tour. Live at Mortgage Matchup Center, April 16th. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. An unforgettable night with Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. For more, visit BruceSpringsteen.net.
You won't believe everything I just saw. I went to Disneyland, and it was the 70th celebration. First, I went to Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Live, and I danced with Goofy. At night, I saw this parade. Everything was glowing. Sorcerer Mickey was there, and Lightning McQueen. Oh, then I went to this giant water show with all the Inside Out characters. And I was like, whoa. And then my parents were like, whoa. Oh, and guess what? Bluey and Bingo are coming for real life.
Make memories that last a lifetime during the 70th celebration with Paint the Night Parade, World of Color Happiness, and Bluey's Best Day Ever. Coming soon. Save with Good Neighbor Hotel packages starting at $164 per person per night on select days through March 31st, 2026. For a party of 4 adults, including 2-day, 1 park per day tickets and a 3-night stay at a select Good Neighbor Hotel in a deluxe room. Total price $1,960. Visit Disneyland.com/Good Neighbor Hotels for details.
Fridays at 5, I'm out exploring. From hiking up Camelback to skiing at Snowbowl, the adventures never stop with AAA. It's membership that travels with me, whether behind the wheel or a passenger, in my ride, my buddies, or a rental. AAA's got 24/7 expert help with tows, battery help, and more. Plus branch services like free passport photos and trip planning. Membership gives you all this and more for less than $6 a month, and I can add loved ones for half off. Call or visit your local branch today. AAA, your membership to go.
At Raising Cane's, we hand batter every chicken finger, mix every cane sauce, butter every Texas toast, stir every slaw, and salt every fry. Because when you do it right, you can taste it in every bite. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
Hour number 2 of the lunch break here on KDUS AM 1060. Chris Schubert, producer Evan, hanging out with you. We kick off hour number 2. Little buy or sell, hottest sports takes in the Valley. Producer Evan has them. I react. That's how it works.
That's how we do it.
That's how it works. What do we got today?
Jalen Green will have his best game of the year tonight.
I mean, he's had some good games of the 12 that he's played, right? I mean, he's had the first game that he played in against
the first
Clippers
game he played
great.
in all year was awesome. Yeah.
It's fantastic. And he's had a couple. He had, what did he drop? 26 right out of the All-Star break against San Antonio, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's been, 6 points every night. Do I think tonight against Sacramento, Devin Booker potentially, probably, most likely back, 4 days off, playing one of the worst teams in the NBA? You know what? I'm in. Bye. Best game of the season for Jalen Green tonight in game number 13.
Devin Booker won't play more than 2 minutes in the fourth quarter.
Would you agree with me on Jalen Green? Or
I do, yeah.
I know you're not supposed to, buy or sell your own takes, but
I buy.
Yeah. Devin Booker will play less than 2 minutes in the fourth quarter. Boy, I hope so. I mean, I hope that this game is so comfortably in hand by the end of the third quarter that I don't even have to think about the starters coming back into the game. Because if it's at like 12 or 15, that's like right on the edge where one Kings run and now it's a close game, right? So you just got to be in firm control. I mean, there's zero excuse. The Kings don't have anybody.
They don't have anybody.
That should scare you. I know the 2 wins of their last 20 games have come recently, but they're still a very bad basketball team. I will buy this take, if only for my own sanity and sleep schedule.
By the way, the Blue Jays are up 7-0 on Team Canada, and I just got a chuckle out of that.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
It's not great. The Dominican Republic should be the favorite in the WBC.
Are they?
As of yesterday, I saw it was still the States.
I think the 3 teams...
And I got to be honest with you. Like, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe people are going to call me crazy. To me, the Team Japan does not hold a candle to either team.
This is dangerous.
Dominican or the United States.
This is dangerous.
The U.S. is minus 110. Japan's plus 380. Dominican's plus 410. Listen, I don't know who Japan lost to, but they lost an exhibition match yesterday against like a team in the Japanese league.
This is dangerous, what you're doing here. They are the defending champions.
Okay.
They have the greatest baseball player on the planet.
Sure. Is he pitching? No. So the second greatest, because the U.S. would then have Judge. So if you take pitching out, Judge is the better hitter.
You think Judge is the better hitter than
If
Shohei
you gave
Ohtani?
me one at bat, one AB,
Give me Ohtani.
I think that's crazy.
You think it's crazy if I have one at bat to take arguably the greatest player in the history of the sport?
Because he does both. Over Aaron Judge, yes.
Hold on. Because now I gotta look. Because you just said that I'm crazy for suggesting that Shohei Ohtani would be the guy that I would say. So I'm gonna look now.
I just want to be very clear.
Because I'm crazy for doing this.
Aaron Judge is the best hitter of my lifetime.
How do you compare players on this website?
Which website are you on?
I'm on Baseball Reference. How do you do this? I wish I knew. They also changed. Oh, there it is. Oh, this is tough because Aaron Judge has an R in his name. That's tough. Hold on. Give me a second.
Luckily, you avoid it with Shohei.
Yeah, right. Shohei Ohtani, easy.
Yeah, that's a good one for you.
So last year, just looking at last year, okay? Judge hit 331. Ohtani hit 282. Judge had a 457. I mean, Judge had one of the greatest years you're ever going to see a player have.
I don't understand why people like. I'm not taking away from what Ohtani does, but like
Ohtani hit more home runs.
Okay,
I'm just saying he hit more home runs.
By what, 2?
Yeah, Ohtani had 55. Judge had 53. But
I'll take the 50% of batting points.
You say that. Judge had 179 hits. Ohtani had 172.
Okay, so
the batting averages and everything, and their OPSs. Judge's was an 1144, which is just absurd. Ohtani's was a 1014.
He's 100 points better.
These are two of the greatest players in the history of the sport, and you're telling me I'm crazy for taking the guy who hit 55 home runs.
I don't know if there was a year where at the plate in the last 3 where I think that Ohtani has been better.
Oh, I mean, he hit 310 last year in 24.
Just like Judge had a worse year last year than he had in 24.
What was his 24?
His 24 was 322, 58 homers, a 701 slug, and an 1159 OPS.
Yeah. We're doing the thing where I have to talk bad about a player that I love, in Aaron Judge, and I hate doing this.
Judge is better.
I think the argument that I'm trying to make is you said I'm crazy for picking Ohtani.
Yes, you are.
I didn't pick
Ohtani struck out like 95 times in the division series this year.
I didn't pick your favorite baseball player, Alec Thomas.
Now we're talking.
I didn't pick current Jordan Lawler. I picked Shohei Ohtani.
I did. Here's my only problem. Here's my biggest thing. In all honesty, everybody talks about Shohei like he is like the best at what he does at both. And while he is fantastic and the best baseball player on the planet, he's not.
Ohtani is the best baseball player on the planet.
Correct.
He is.
Period.
He is helped by the ability to do two things at an extremely elite level.
Correct. But he's not the best pitcher nor the best hitter.
He's a top 3 hitter.
Yeah, and a top 20
and a
pitcher.
top 15 pitcher if I set it at like what I think is the lowest floor.
Yeah.
I'm
not arguing
I'm
he's
taking
not
a
great.
top 3 hitter, maybe number 2, and you're telling me I'm crazy for picking him.
Over Aaron Judge. I just think Aaron Judge is that good.
And that wasn't even a take.
And
the
then-
take was about the Dominican Republic needing to be the favorite for the WBC.
But then, now you're getting me fired up because I was having this argument with my buddy the other day.
And where's your buddy on this? Is he with me?
Well, he's a Dodgers fan.
So his opinion invalidated.
Invalidated. And I just was straight up with him. I was just like, give me he said, well, Shohei Ohtani has the greatest game in postseason history.
He does have that. He does have that.
I looked at him. I was like, yeah, but like half of it is because he pitched. So like that again, take that out.
We are splitting hairs here. These are two great players.
And if you gave me one AB,
I would take Ohtani.
Give me Aaron Judge.
I would take Ohtani. By the way, I think in both situations, we get a hit. So I feel pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know if we get a hit with Ohtani.
That being said, I do think it's a 3-horse race between Japan, the United States, and the Dominican Republic for the WBC.
Yeah.
I think it is those 3 teams.
I think
a surprise.
I was reading this. I don't think Japan has the pitching they had 3 years ago.
They don't.
So like they're gonna hurt in that category.
But does the U.S.? Because you get Skubal for 1.
So we say that. You get Skubal for 1, you get Skeens for 2, and you get Logan Webb for 2.
And
you just got to find out 2 more.
Nolan McLean
is going to pitch for 2.
Mark DeRosa already said McLean's going to start the finale if they get there.
So
the final.
We're talking about there it is.
Yes.
I know who's going to start.
We'll see. We'll see if they can get there. I'm a little worried about the pitching.
I get it.
Because it's always been their problem.
So the DR shouldn't be the favorite.
They should not. I still think Team USA should be the favorite because this is their best pitching group they've had in a long time, coupled with what you said about Japan not having as strong of pitching when they had it last go around when they won. And the U.S., by the way, last time didn't have a great pitching rotation, and they got to the final. And their bullpen this year's loaded.
Like Lance Lynn was their ace.
Merrill Kelly was a part of the team. Yeah. And I like Merrill, but it's not, Skeens and Skubal and Nolan McLean. And Logan Webb.
Kenneth Walker will sign with the Cardinals.
Yeah, so this is interesting. So 2 p.m. today is franchise tag deadline in the NFL. Adam Schefter already reporting Breece Hall, the non-exclusive franchise tag, by the New York Jets. So not the transition tag. They went the franchise tag department, which means you can negotiate with him and you can offer him a contract. But if he accepts your deal, the Jets have an opportunity to match. And if the Jets don't match, 2 first-round picks go to the Jets. So nobody is going to sign Breece Hall. He's going to be a Jet next year. The other report from Adam Schefter today, Kenneth Walker is not going to get franchise tagged by the Seattle Seahawks. So the Super Bowl MVP is about to walk into free agency. Everybody wants to tell me about Jeremiah Love. Perhaps you spend money on a guy who's already productive inside this division, just won a championship. I don't know if it's the best spending of money. Maybe if you get rid of James Conner and you free up the $8 million and you pay Walker 10 or 12, you're kind of reshuffling money inside your organization. I don't know if it's the best use of money, but I'll tell you this. I like the idea of signing Kenneth Walker a lot more than I do drafting Jeremiah Love number 3 overall. So if you forced me to pick between those two options, I'd spend the money on Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, it feels like the slam dunk, right?
I'm so against the idea of taking a running back number 3 overall when this team is in this state right now. Maybe they have a roster that looks vastly different when we get to April. But right now, I can't get on board with taking a running back number 3 overall with the offensive line in the state that it's in, the needs that they have defensively, the needs that they have at the quarterback position. So they have so many needs at some key pillar positions that taking a running back inside the top 5 is a luxury that I just don't think the Cardinals can afford right now.
Max Crosby will wear a different jersey at the start of the season.
Sell. I think Max Crosby will stay in Vegas with the Raiders. I think a new coach being in there is certainly going to help things. And I just don't know if there's a team that's going to meet the price tag that Vegas could potentially set for him, right? You're talking multiple firsts. I would assume.
Yeah.
Is there a team out there that's willing to do that?
I don't think so.
There's not a ton of teams.
No, I don't think so.
So
2 QBs will be taken in the first round.
Bye. Ty Simpson's going in the first round. Fernando Mendoza's going number 1, and I can't tell you where he's going.
Probably towards the back, right? Like in that 28 to 32 range.
I just meant the team.
Oh.
But yes, I think any time after 21, 22,
you start to see teams maybe move in.
Starts to feel like Ty Simpson range. And I think he helped himself at the combine. I think he's probably going to crush the interview process. Is he scheduled to throw at Alabama's Pro Day? That's going to help if he is. And I think there is a nice, easy ramp up for him to go in the back part of the first round. Yes. So 2 quarterbacks go in the first round.
That's all I got for you.
The great addition of buy or sell. More producer Evan coming up here on the other side. The phone number, 480-864-1060 for you to join us here today. Share your thoughts. You can also chat with us on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. It's Tuesday, which means we've got the NFL News Dump post NFL Combine edition. We'll get to the latest news from the world of football next. It's the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
Every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. is MMA Friday on the Sports Zoo with official UFC ranker Scott Lewis, brought to you by RT O'Sullivan's, your home for every UFC event. The Sports Zoo is the only show in the Valley that gives you 1 full hour of MMA every week, featuring Scott Lewis's official UFC ranking changes, fight predictions for every weekly event, shocking MMA stories, and more. So tune in every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and then head to RT O'Sullivan's every Saturday to watch the fights. Go to RTOSullivans.com for a location near you.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a lawyer, but getting some guy who just watches courtroom dramas.
How does the defendant plead?
Guilty. Wait, what? Also, objection.
You object to what?
Erroneous.
Counsel, approach the bench.
Hey, can I get a whack at the gavel?
You wouldn't settle for just any lawyer, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Florence and the Machine presents the Everybody Scream Tour. Live at Desert Diamond Arena, Saturday, May 9th. The incomparable Florence and the Machine returns
with special guest Mannequin Pussy. On sale now at livenation.com. The new album, Everybody Scream, available now.
Everybody Scream. Ready to refresh your space for less? At Living Spaces, thoughtful design and direct sourcing keep prices low while quality stays high. With sofas starting at just $295, queen beds from $195, and dining sets from just $295. Updating every room is within reach. Plus, enjoy fast, free shipping as soon as next day. So your new favorites arrive without the wait. Your next piece is waiting only at Living Spaces.
Living Spaces.
Your dental health affects your whole body's wellness. Got a broken tooth or need a crown? At Arizona Crown Center, you can expect care focused on crowns and bridges for just $6.99 per tooth, including your x-ray. That's less than half the usual cost. With Arizona Crown Center, expect top quality, efficient treatment backed by a 3-year unconditional guarantee, and even same-day service. They keep it simple and affordable, so you can enjoy the foods you love without worry. Plus, their friendly team makes every visit comfortable and easy. Whether it's your first crown or replacing an old one, they personalize your care to fit you. That's something to really smile about. Don't live with discomfort. Visit azcrowncenter.com for your free consultation today. Serving the Valley for over 20 years with offices in Chandler, Surprise, and Prescott. Get premium dental crowns and bridges at a price that fits your budget. azcrowncenter.com. That's azcrowncenter.com. Your smile's best friend.
I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. With 1 year left on C.J. Stroud's rookie deal, the Texans are approaching a crossroads with intention. Extending a young quarterback is no longer automatic because the price tag is now hovering around $200 million. And history has shown how quickly paying a middle-of-the-pack starter elite money can stall a franchise. So rather than guess, the Texans are building a controlled experiment. By adding David Montgomery, Houston has fortified its run game. The receiving room is deep and dynamic, just needs to stay healthy. But it's the offensive line that needs to step forward. Quarterback evaluation is often distorted by circumstance. Poor protection, no run threat, limited playmakers. The Texans are stripping away those excuses. If Stroud thrives, the extension writes itself. If he plateaus, the organization will move on. This season is about proof. Houston is on its way to giving its franchise quarterback a chance to be just that, a franchise quarterback. I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. 2 words, prostate exam. Relax. Screening starts with a simple finger-free blood test. Around 1 in 8 men in the United States will be diagnosed with prostate cancer in their lifetime. Prostate cancer can have over a 99% 5-year relative survival rate when caught at a localized or regional stage. If you're 40 or over and have a prostate, visit relaxitsabloodtest.com to see if a PSA blood test is right for you. Talk to your doctor about screening and the next steps. Sponsored by Novartis. Tires matter. They're the only part of your vehicle that touches the road. Tread confidently with new tires from Tire Rack. Whether you're looking for expert recommendations or know exactly what you want, Tire Rack makes it really easy. Fast, free shipping, free road hazard protection, convenient installation options, and the best selection of Yokohama tires. Go to TireRack.com/Dan, see their Yokohama test results, tire ratings, and reviews, and be sure to check out all the special offers. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
KDUS AM 1060 is your home for the Jim Rome Show.
I'm not here to bury Mike Tomlin, but the fact is, this absolutely is the right move. He did the right thing, and he fired himself. All good things come to an end. Going a decade without winning a single playoff game is not meeting the standard.
The Jim Rome Show, 1 to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday, here on KDUS AM 1060. Online at KDUS1060.com and on the KDUS 1060 app.
It is the post-combine edition of the NFL News Dump, the top stories in the world of football. I can't wait to see what producer Evan has pulled for us here today. It's Tuesday, which means it's a big producer Evan hour on the show.
You touched on it, but I wanted to touch on some of the more franchise tags. Obviously, Breece Hall will get the franchise tag amid the contract.
Non-exclusive, which means, listen, you want Breece Hall? You can sign Breece Hall. It's going to cost you 2 first-round picks.
Texans release veteran safety Jimmy Ward.
Is this being brought up in the context of a potential name for the Cardinals? What is it that you are?
Kind of what I was thinking.
Okay. I mean, they're going to be in the safety department. I do think the big home run swing would be Cam Curl from the Los Angeles Rams. I think that would be the huge swing if you can make it. But I think they're going to be very heavily invested in the safety department this offseason.
It is one of those things where are they going to find like an older name like that, or?
Can I ask you a technical question?
Yeah, of course.
Do you have the other music playing? Because I'm hearing something coming out of my headphones here that I'm making sure that I don't have something going on.
Good.
Okay.
I mean, it was so ever slightly off.
I heard the NFL music, but it just sounded slightly off, and I wanted to make sure it wasn't a me
that's
problem.
on me.
No. I'm just making sure it wasn't a me problem. I got a lot of buttons in here that I don't know what they do. And so, perhaps I had the buy or sell music still somewhat turned on. I wasn't sure.
A source believes the Vikings are going to trade or cut running back Aaron Jones.
They are also looking for a trade for Jonathan Grenard.
Correct.
Looks like they're looking for a day 2 draft pick.
I'd be willing to do that.
Well, if the Cardinals were in more of a win now window, to pair him with Josh Sweat, I think I would consider. But when you are the Cardinals and you're starting over at coach, you're starting over at quarterback, you need to keep all your day 2 picks and build a young core. So while I like the idea on paper, it just doesn't match up with the timeline that I think the Cardinals are going to be operating on.
Khalil Mack will play in 2026. He was thinking about retirement.
Trying to figure out where he makes sense. He's going to want to go to a place where he can. Oh, you know where he could go? Do they have a need here? Denver.
Yeah, I don't know if you would consider it a need, but just, yeah.
He's going to want to go to a place where he can win.
Certainly.
So you think in the AFC, you look at Buffalo, you look at Denver, you look at maybe Kansas City.
Where was he last year?
He was with
the Chargers.
Was he with the Chargers? Or was he with Buffalo last year?
I think you're thinking of Joey Bosa.
Exactly who I'm thinking of. Thank you.
Joey Bosa was a Buffalo Bill.
He played with the Chargers last year.
That's what I thought, yeah.
We'll see. How productive was he last year?
Remember, I think it was 2 years ago, he was very good out of nowhere.
23, he had 17 sacks for the Chargers in his second year. It was his first double-digit sack season since 2018. It was a career high in sacks in 23, just out of nowhere. 5.5 last year.
Okay, so there's some value.
He's a contributor. He's a part of an edge rotation.
Yeah. That's exactly how I would describe it.
He's not a centerpiece of an edge group.
What do you think you could get him for?
What did he make last year?
That is a great question.
I mean, just because because he was with the Chargers. How much did he make last year? This laptop we may need to have a ceremony and put it out to pasture. I mean, this thing is just...
It's that bad?
It just doesn't...
Last year, he made $8 million with a $10 million signing bonus. So it was an $18 million hit on the cap.
So it was 1 year, $18 million.
Correct.
Is he worth 12? The market value, according to Spotrac, is still 18.
It's a little rich for my blood.
I think so. I would be more in the 12 to 15 place. But yeah, he's going to be able to do something for a team next year.
The Falcons are going to play in Madrid, part of the international slate for the NFL.
First year for Kevin Stefanski. Can't wait to see what they do at the quarterback spot this offseason. They're going to let go of Kirk Cousins. They got Michael Penix, who's hurt. Do they bring in somebody to compete with him?
It's going to be so interesting.
I just don't know, when you change coaches and you change GMs, right? They have a new GM there. They have a new coach. Matt Ryan's in charge of their football operations department. It's a completely new vision, right? And so you can't attached to this new regime the priors of the old regime. So I just don't know what they're thinking at the quarterback spot. Do they want somebody that can compete with and push Michael Penix, or are they comfortable just getting a bridge to maybe start a couple of games until he can come back and then see what he looks like in Stefanski's offense? It's an unknown question because they're all new to the situation.
All new. All the international.
And it's not like Michael Penix was lighting the world on fire to where you're okay with waiting for him to come back. You're kind of uneasy about him from the outside looking in.
Correct.
Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
No, all the international games are pretty much set. You don't have opponents in all of them, but there will be a game in Mexico City that will host the Niners. The Niners will also travel to Melbourne, so they have to play in Mexico City and in Melbourne, Australia. In Rio, we will see the Dallas Cowboys. Madrid has a game with the Falcons in it, I just said. Munich has a game with the Lions. The Paris game will be the New Orleans Saints. London will host 3. It'll be Jags, Commanders, and we'll see who each of those teams will play. It gets interesting for the London games. You want to hear my hope?
Sure.
September 19th.
Okay.
Arizona State, Kansas in London.
Okay.
If we could get a September 20th game,
so these
I crush both in London. Come back.
Can you read me the teams that you read for all these international games?
Yeah.
They're the home teams?
They are considered the home teams.
Can you read them again to me?
For all of them?
Yes, please. Sorry.
Okay. In Mexico City, the Niners. In Rio, it's the Cowboys. In Madrid, it's the Falcons. In Munich, it's the Lions. In Paris, it's the Saints. In London, the Jags have 2 home games, and then the Commanders have a home.
3 of those opponents appear on the road schedule for the Cardinals.
Wow.
The Cowboys, the Saints, and the 49ers.
The Cowboys, so they can't go to London.
Who? The Cardinals?
Cardinals.
Yeah, they don't have. Well, who? Yeah,
and the Melbourne game is technically the Rams, but they've announced the opponent. It's Niners-Rams.
Yeah, the road schedule for the Cardinals this year: Cowboys, Giants, Chiefs, Chargers, Saints, Rams, 49ers, Seahawks. So they have 3 opponents that have international games. So there's a chance.
Here's my thought: if any of these games, London or Paris, I could get over there. If it's the 20th, right after ASU football.
You don't want to spend the $55 to go to the USA game tonight.
Well, because I'm factoring in I'm going to London in September.
Who's going to produce the program?
It's a weekend.
You're going to leave on Friday right after the show? There's a time difference, man.
Okay, I'll miss Friday and Monday.
Great. 2 shows in the middle of the football season. Who's doing the look ahead? Who's doing the rewind? Who's making picks?
I'll make picks from London.
No, forfeit. You lose the points.
No, I'm calling from over the pond.
Are you kidding me? You know the bill that we're going to run up taking those phone calls? What is wrong with you?
Okay, I'm just doing the weekend over there. I'm going to fly out Friday after the show. If I could fly, let's do the math here. How long's a flight to London?
Hold on. What day is this?
This would be September 18th, I would fly.
So you would fly September 18th. Can I get flights that far in advance? I can. And then you would come back when?
Let's call it
the 21st.
Yeah, the 21st.
All right, so Phoenix to where? London? Phoenix to London. Heathrow. What do you got? Round trip.
And it needs to be a red eye on the 21st. I'm going to get a lot of hours back, though.
So you leave. I got you one here. You leave 11:34 p.m. on Friday.
Okay, what time does that get me in?
Well, you go to JFK first, and then you leave from JFK at 8:45 a.m. I believe that would be Saturday morning.
Okay.
And then you get Saturday night, 8:45 p.m. You land in Heathrow. I think if I'm reading this correctly.
That's at 8:45 p.m. That's not going to work.
That's on the way there.
But then that's on Saturday. I get there on the 19th at 8:45.
Right, so you're going to have to leave on the 17th.
So we're probably talking about,
2 shows.
Let's be honest. What time do you think ASU's kicking off over there?
Probably at
8?
It's probably a midday. We ran out of music. Hold on. Let me get us back here.
No way it's a midday. I think it's at night in London because you're talking about at least 6 hours back here. They're going to want it at 2.
So you have to get there before
8 p.m.
You have to get there before like 4 p.m. local time to give yourself time. You got to check into the hotel.
Okay, so what time?
Right, so you have to leave on the 17th. Right?
Yeah, but I could do the show remotely from JFK.
You can. What's the point? You're not producing the program.
Are you saying I'm...
No, I'm just saying. I just think this is one of the more foolish ideas that you've had of trying to pull all of this off. You can go. You're just going to miss time on the show. You're not going to be able to do it all and do the Friday and Monday show. That's not how time works.
This is, if I could have any superpower, I think it'd be teleportation.
For this specific reason?
I think there's other reasons.
Is that it for the NFL news dump, or do you have more stories? Okay. Then I'll get the music out of here as we plan your excursion to London to see ASU in a London NFL game. 480
Which we don't even know if...
Right. We don't even know if the Cardinals are even playing in it. Like, we don't even know the matchups, and you're trying to plan the trip. 480-864-1060, and running up the bill for the phones and the connections here in the process. You can also chat away with us on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. When we come back, can the Arizona Cardinals take a page out of the Giants playbook? I'll explain what I mean next. The lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
Join in on the Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Beerstein.
When your average fan goes to an NBA game, it doesn't matter if it's game 1 or game 82. Everyone healthy should be on the court getting 110% max effort. We've seen what a player like Victor Wembanyama could do to a franchise. All the greatest of the greats, when they hit the franchise, their team becomes an instant playoff team. I hate when players that are healthy are not playing in a regular season game.
Live weekdays from 5 to 6 p.m. here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
This is Michael with Restore My Civil Rights. Tax season is here, and for many people, that refund check is an opportunity. If a past conviction is holding you back from constitutional rights, your tax return can be an investment in your future. Instead of spending your refund on something temporary, use it to remove legal barriers from your record and restore your standing as the law-abiding citizen you've worked hard to become. To book a free consultation, call 855-GUN-RIGHTS or visit RestoreMyCivilRights.com today. That's RestoreMyCivilRights.com.
The Psychedelic Furs are back, live. May 28th, 7:30 p.m. at the Celebrity Theater. The Psychedelic Furs. Playing all the hits with special guests. We Are Scientists. Tickets on sale now at celebritytheater.com. The Psychedelic Furs, brought to you by Danny Zalisco Presents.
Low T, start for free for a limited time. Get prescription testosterone therapy with no startup fee, only at Red Mountain Weight Loss. Just because you're getting older doesn't mean you have to feel older. Prescription testosterone gives you more energy, stamina, and it'll help you lose weight and lose that dad bod for good. You'll also think better, sleep better, and your love life will be better. Look, don't be fooled. Nothing boosts testosterone like actual testosterone. So skip the gimmicks and get prescription strength testosterone now at Red Mountain Weight Loss. It's a game changer. So don't wait. If you've got low T, get started for free. Meet with a board-certified medical provider online with no waiting from the convenience of your home or office. Book today and feel like yourself again. Only at Red Mountain Weight Loss. Go to redmountainweightloss.com or dial pound 250 on your phone. Keyword Red Mountain. Red Mountain Weight Loss. Real testosterone. Real doctors. Real results.
When I was a kid, my dream wasn't a mansion. It wasn't a yacht. It was a 250cc Kawasaki dirt bike sitting in the garage. That garage and that bike represented freedom. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello. At A1 Garage Door Service, we know your garage holds more than tools. It holds dreams. From repairs to upgrades, call A1 Garage Door Service today or schedule online at a1garage.com.
A1 from day one.
Before Arizona heat turns unbearable, get your AC ready with Ace Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. Whether you need an AC tune-up, fast repair, or a new energy-efficient system, Ace helps keep your home cool, comfortable, and efficient all summer long. Beat the rush.
Call ACE today at 602-536-4475 for free estimates and expert service. That's 602-536-4475. Or visit us online at acehomeaz.com. Acing Arizona's comfort needs since 94.
The roar of the NTT IndyCar Series is back.
Robert Wickett, your leader, in for his final stop of the night. These guys haven't made a mistake, but a little problem with the right rear.
Take a look to the inside. No, Hicks slams the door into turn number 1.
They're side by side. Joseph Newgarden has made the pass.
Listen to the NTT IndyCar Series at Phoenix Raceway, live this Saturday.
12:30 p.m. right here on KDUS AM 1060.
In between looking for flights to London, I saw a mock draft over on ESPN this morning, a 2-round mock draft from Jordan Reed over on ESPN, and it had an interesting tie into the Arizona Cardinals. It had them taking David Bailey, the edge out of Texas Tech, number 3 overall, but it had a little bit of an interesting wrinkle because it did not have the Arizona Cardinals making their selection in the second round at pick number 34. Producer Evan, they have a second-round pick, number 34 in the second round. This mock draft said, no, they're not making it. Why? Because they're trading it. They're taking that pick and some fourth-round picks. 1 fourth-round pick to Houston to move up 6 spots to pick number 28 in the NFL draft. And you know who they have them taking with the number 28 pick in the NFL draft? This ties into a buy or sell from earlier in the program. Ty Simpson, quarterback, Alabama. This is the Giants playbook. We saw this last year. The Giants brought in 2 veterans in free agency, Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston. On draft night, with their top 5 pick, they did not force it with Jackson Dart. They didn't force it with a quarterback. They took Abdul Carter, best player available on their board at that time. They then found a spot where they were comfortable with the ask, they were comfortable with the trade parameters, and they moved up to get their guy in Jackson Dart. This is the Arizona Cardinals doing that exact same thing, although in the Cardinals' case, they already have one of their 2 veterans on the roster already. They have Jacoby Brissett. So they can sign another veteran here to provide some more competition, another veteran leader, another good voice. Jimmy Garoppolo feels perfect for this. And then they can make this type of move to trade back into the first round to get Ty Simpson and have him learn under Jacoby Brissett and Jimmy Garoppolo, just in this hypothetical that I've thrown out there. And this is exactly the formula that you want to follow. This is one way that you can just copy what the Giants did, get a young quarterback, use the draft to get somebody, and not put a ton of pressure on that kid. And if it doesn't work out, what did it cost you? A 4th-round pick to move up 6 spots, to take a swing? If you miss out on Malik Willis, I think this is worth it. This is the kind of outside-the-box dart throw that you need to take. We use that term a lot because that's what it is. It's a dart throw. It's not a sure thing. It's not a guarantee. Nobody knows what Ty Simpson is going to be. But you bring in a guy who's inexperienced, needs some time, and he can learn under Jacoby Brissett. He can learn under Mike LaFleur. He can learn under what other veteran quarterback you want to bring in, because I think the best thing you could do for Ty Simpson is make him QB3. And you can have him just sit and learn and literally be the Jackson Dart role. The only reason why Jackson Dart was the backup quarterback for the New York Giants last year is because he had a great training camp and he had a great preseason, to where it was, if you wanted to even attempt to sell the idea of you trying to be competitive, he needed to be at least your backup, because he was good enough in preseason to warrant being one of your top 2 options. But you could always have the cover of, he's a young player, we don't want to rush him, and you can follow the script that we see all of these teams with first-round quarterbacks do all the time. They have the veteran bridge who plays the first couple of games, and then they hand it over to him. But I think ideally they would have had him maybe be the QB3 all year, with Russ and Jameis being competitive enough so that he can learn. You've already got Jacoby Brissett on the roster. You can add somebody like Jimmy G, who knows the system, who knows Mike LaFleur, is just going to be an extension of the coaching staff in many ways. And Ty Simpson, I think, could flourish under that role. And you know what? If your season bottoms out and he plays or he doesn't play, that being Ty Simpson, and you have a high enough draft pick and you like a quarterback in the class, it cost you a 4th-round pick to experiment. That's worth it in my book. That is a worthwhile gamble if you miss on Malik Willis and you want to maybe have some type of excitement in your quarterback room. Something to look forward to in that room for this upcoming season. Now, I don't know if Simpson's going to be available at 28. I think you may start to see teams that want to get in the quarterback market, maybe Cleveland, maybe the Jets. The Jets have 2 first-round picks. Cleveland's got 2 first-round picks. They might, with their, Cleveland picks 24, a couple spots in front of this trade. The Jets pick 16. Jets may trade down a couple of spots, 18, 19, 20, pick up additional capital, and then take Ty Simpson. So I don't know where the window starts to open for Ty Simpson. But option number 1 for me is sign Malik Willis. I'm all in. I think Malik Willis is the dart throw that you take. These opportunities are rare. I would take it. The connections are there. I think it's a good fit for the system. I think it's exactly the type of thing that brings some excitement to a fan base, some excitement to a team that needs it, and the upside, I think, is massive. That's number 1 for me. Number 2 is this. Number 2 is finding a way to get an impact player at number 3 and then moving around the draft board to get somebody like a Ty Simpson. I just don't know how possible it's going to be because I don't know when Ty Simpson becomes a realistic possibility in the first round. I don't think it's top 15. I think you start to get into the 20s. That's where teams are going to start to be enticed by the idea, if they are quarterback needy, of moving into the first round to get Ty Simpson. Take a page out of the Giants book. Have your 2 veterans.
Learn from it, right? Like it seemingly has worked out to this point. And obviously we'll see what it looks like in year 2. But I think there was a lot of good from what Jackson Dart gave him in year 1. You learned from 2 good veterans, 2 guys that have been around the league. It's the one thing about Jimmy G that I love. You're going to get a guy who had success in San Francisco, who's been a Ram, who's been in some of the best organizations in football in New England, right? Like this is a guy who's had a lot of success, but also has spent time with a lot of good organizations, know what working with good quarterbacks, knowing what working with Hall of Fame quarterbacks looks like. And you're going to get a young guy in Ty Simpson who didn't play maybe as much football as you would like as some of these guys coming out, but who can really develop and has shown flashes of being great.
And that's why you protect him with the 2 veterans, where there's no rush to get him in there.
Exactly. And you don't feel the pressure to put your foot on the gas and say, hey, we got to go with Ty Simpson.
Right. And when he's your 2nd first-round pick and he's not taken inside the top 12, top 15.
Takes pressure off.
It takes pressure off the media. It takes pressure off of the coaching staff. It just takes pressure off the entire situation, especially if they don't sign Malik Willis next week, although I do think that is priority number 1 for them. I do think that's what they want to do.
I really do too. Yeah.
And if, let's say, they miss and he goes to Miami or somewhere, if they sign a veteran like Jimmy G, I think this plan now is on the table. I think this is now potentially their way of generating some excitement around the quarterback room for next year.
I agree.
480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. We've got one more before we hand things off to Jim Rome at the top of the hour. It is all the stories we didn't get to here today on the program. We call them the leftovers, and we've got them for you next. It's the lunch break, KDUS, AM 1060.
Postseason play begins for ASU women's basketball right here on KDUS AM 1060. The Lady Sun Devils have fought hard all season long and are ready to show off their skills in postseason play against the Wildcats of the U of A this Wednesday. Join Jeff Munn on the call live. It's round 1 of the Phillips 66 Big 12 women's basketball tournament between ASU and the University of Arizona. Pregame at 4 p.m. and tip-off at 4:30 right here on KDUS AM 1060. Online at KDUS1060.com and on the KDUS app.
I get by with a little help from my friends.
Ringo Starr and his all-star band. With friends, Steve Lukather from Toto. From Men at Work, Colin Hay. From Average White Band, Hamish Stewart. Friday, June 12th, 7:30 p.m., Gamage Auditorium. On sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Produced by Danny Zalesko Presents.
Have you tried my Colombian tamales?
Yes, but the Mexican tamales I brought are way better.
Colombian tamales wrapped in plantain leaves are unmatched, you know.
But the Mexican tamales wrapped in corn husks are the authentic ones.
At least we can agree that they taste better with Pepsi.
Without a doubt, tamales deserve Pepsi. No matter what tamales you love, enter for a chance to win a year's worth of groceries. Powered by Pepsi. No purchase necessary. U.S. residents 18 or over. Ends April 5th, 2026. Rules at PepsiPromo.com/free groceries. Pepsi is a registered trademark of PepsiCo.
Meineke's highly skilled and certified technicians always treat your car like it's their own. With over 50 years of experience, Meineke will diagnose and fix any issue with precision and care using the best state-of-the-art equipment. You can always depend on Meineke to do the job right and get you back on the road in no time. Save time and schedule an appointment now. Visit Meineke.com today. Trust your key with Meineke. Meineke, doing car care right.
Right now at Superstar Car Wash, it's buy one wash, get one free. Yep, buy a wash, get a wash on us. Perfect for sharing and saving. Don't miss this limited time offer. Be super and stop by your nearest location today.
Try the Chicken Melt Trio at Portabsubs. Protein packed with bold sauces and built to crush cravings. Order now at portabsubs.com.
Slice fresh sandwiches, Portabsubs.
KDUS AM 1060 is your home for the Jim Rome Show.
Indiana is not cheating. Lining up and punching the other guy in the face for 60 minutes, not against the rules. I challenge any of you social media whistleblowers to tell Kurt Signetti to his face that he is a cheater.
The Jim Rome Show, 1 to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday, here on KDUS AM 1060. Online at KDUS1060.com and on the KDUS 1060 app.
Back here on the lunch break, wrapping things up. Thanks for hanging out with us today. If you missed anything, you can check out the Lunch Break podcast wherever you get your podcasts. You can also rewatch the show either via the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream or videos available in the free KDUS AM 1060 app. It is all the stories we didn't get to here today on the program. We call them the leftovers. Producer Evan brings them to us now.
Kind of an interesting one to start the leftovers. Denver Broncos owner Rob Walton bought a 10% ownership stake of the Arizona Diamondbacks 2 years ago. Just being reported on now. He was very quiet, but has owned 10% of the Diamondbacks for the last two seasons.
Yeah, how about this for a news dump on a Tuesday? Sportico ran a story earlier this morning that 2 years ago, Rob Walton, who is the owner of the Denver Broncos and is worth $146 billion, bought a 10% stake in the Diamondbacks valued at $2 billion. So he bought a 10% stake at that evaluation. And that money reportedly, according to Sportico, was used for stadium improvements at Chase Field. There's been a decline of comment from Walton. There was also no comment from the Diamondback side of things. And this is interesting. Now, this is the richest owner in all of sports. In 2022, when he bought the Denver Broncos, he was estimated to be worth $65 billion. He paid $4.65 billion for the Broncos. They are now worth reportedly $6.55 billion. He's now worth $146 billion. So dude's worth a lot of money. His initial investment in the Broncos seemingly paid off to the point where after doing that, he bought a 10% stake in the Diamondbacks. I don't know what this means for the future. I don't know if it was bought with a promise of buying more down the road and the idea for Walton is to also own a baseball team and this is his path. I don't know. All we know is he owns 10% of this team and he would be one of the richest owners, if not the richest owners in sports. And oh, by the way, in a baseball era where the Dodgers and the Mets have rich owners, I can understand somebody reading this story and going, wait a minute. But the Diamondbacks all of a sudden start to be that kind of team. I think it's way too early for those types of conversations, but this came out of nowhere yesterday. And he's also an investor in the first expansion team in the TGL, which is the golf league that Tiger Woods and Rory have. He's going to be the owner of the Motor City Golf Club. He's an investor in that. He also owns shares in Walmart, so it's a pretty big deal. And 2 years ago, apparently, reportedly bought 10% of the Arizona Diamondbacks. What it means? Well, it was an influx of cash to an organization that needed it to do some renovations to Chase Field, which are still ongoing. What it means for the future, I think, very much up in the air. Could be nothing. Could be the start of something. I don't know.
Braves Jurickson Profar faces a 162-game suspension for his second performance-enhancing drug violation.
What a moron. Was suspended last year for using performance-enhancing drugs and suspended the 81 games, and now has reportedly been suspended again for 162. Now, the union reportedly is going to fight this suspension. So maybe there's more than meets the eye here. Profar will be the sixth player in baseball history to receive the full 162-game suspension. He will forfeit his entire $15 million salary, will be ineligible for the postseason, and also is ineligible for the WBC. I don't have this directly in front of me. The Netherlands, I believe, was supposed to have a scrimmage today. He was in the lineup this morning.
Yeah, he was.
Out. Now, I don't know if he's playing. Obviously,
I can check whether he still
ineligible.
Is. I don't know how that works for the WBC. Is that who tested him?
I don't know, but he will be ineligible if the suspension is upheld. But according to multiple reports, he intends to ask the union to file a grievance to appeal any decision. Now, maybe he's doing that just so he can play in the WBC while it's ongoing. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, this is 2 straight years for Profar. It was an 80-game suspension last March, and he did it again. And I don't have a ton of remorse for guys who get popped.
He is not playing.
So he got pulled from the lineup. I don't have a ton of remorse or sympathy for guys who get popped in the first place. You know the rules. If you have a question about something, there's a ton of resources on the team side, the union side, the league side, where if you're taking a new medicine, you need to make sure it's on the up and up. Like, you have to cross T's and dot I's, and you have all the resources in the world. So I have a tough time feeling remorseful for somebody who does it one time, especially not going to be super remorseful or sympathetic for somebody who's done it 2 years in a row.
Yeah. Especially not remorseful, but, hitting in baseball is hard. And the Barry Bonds, the A-Rods of the world probably deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. But if you're taking PEDs and you're still not great, we got a whole nother issue.
And this was Profar's statement last year. Quote, "It is because of my deep love and respect for this game that I would never knowingly do anything to cheat it."
Well, he did.
Right. You said that last year, and okay, I don't really believe you, but okay, that's your statement. Now you get caught again. And again, they're fighting it. So this is all reportedly, allegedly right now. None of it is for certain. But man, just a terrible look, and just, I'm sorry, just a stupid thing to do.
It's very stupid.
Did you think that after you got popped last year that they weren't going to check you? I mean, I just don't understand. I don't get it. But there is a plan to appeal it. So we'll see how that whole process plays
out. The Royals yesterday signed Starling Marte to a 1-year deal.
It's a productive player in a fourth outfield kind of role. Could be a DH. Has some speed still, a little bit, and has some decent average, can hit for a little bit of power. He's not the player that he was for the Diamondbacks, not the player that he was for the Pirates, right? But he is a player that can still be a productive bench piece for you and play the outfield, once every couple of days. He can't really play it every day. But yeah, I mean, he's a player that I think is going to help the Royals and just increase the floor. I think he's a floor raiser type of player, not something on the ceiling side of things.
Yeah. Mark DeRosa announced that USA's rotation, it will be Logan Webb to start game 1 for the United States.
That gets started on the 6th, right? Their first game is Friday the 6th. I am very much, I'm going on vacation on Sunday. I think we've said this. I'm out all next week. Producer Evan will be filling in for me Tuesday through Friday. No show in general on Monday. But I'm going on a cruise, and I will be no cell service, no nothing. Figuring out how I'm going to watch these WBC games, a little bit of a challenge, but I'm working on it.
And you might miss the whole tournament.
Well, the 6th and the 7th are before I leave. I leave on the 8th. So I will be able to watch the games.
So when's the championship game?
The championship game is the 18th, I believe. I'm back by then.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm back in a place where I have signal on the 15th, which is, I believe, the semifinal.
Tuesday, March 17th is the championship.
Okay, so I will be back if the U.S. is playing in the WBC final on the 17th. No worries.
No worries.
But yeah, Logan Webb's going to start game 1. We know that Scooble's going to make 1 start. Mark DeRosa also announced that McLean is going to start. Nolan McLean for the Mets is going to start one of the games, and then he lines up to start the finale. The final.
The outrage, here's how it's going to go. Skeens is going to start 2. McLean's going to start 2. Webb's going to start 2. Scooble gets the 1. You only play 7 games.
If you go all the way through.
You only play 7. So
that's how it's going to line up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
Those 4 guys got to get it done.
Got to get it done.
Wow. Look at that timing. We finish a story right into the closing music. Don't start another story. We don't have enough time. Please. The Suns are back tonight. Take a nap today, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to need one because they play at 9 o'clock tonight. We'll be here to break it all down tomorrow. In the meantime, Jim Rome, he is coming up next. Producer Evan, thank you for all that you do. Everybody, have a great rest of your Tuesday. We'll talk to you tomorrow. See ya.